They came as conquerors, but the forest swallowed them whole. 3 Roman legions, 20,000 souls, vanished into mist and silence. No graves. No glory. Only whispers in the rain, and the echo of screaming steel. This was the night when Rome met its reckoning. This was Germania's revenge.
Welcome to Legacy Chronicle Hub. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon for more epic history stories.
Rome, the eternal empire. From the sands of Egypt to the cliffs of Britannia, its legions marched like thunder made flesh. Men followed orders as gods might follow destiny. And yet, in the dark forests beyond the Rhine, there lived a people who did not kneel. Wild, untamed, bound by oaths of blood and forest spirits. To Rome, they were barbarians, but to themselves, they were free. In those woods, a name was whispered. Arminius, a son of Germania raised by Rome itself. Trained in the art of war, molded by Roman steel, but loyal to something older, deeper. The heartbeat of the forest. Imagine a boy, taken from his tribe, offered as a hostage to the empire. In Rome, he learns their language, their gods, their discipline. He earns their trust, and their insignia. Arminius becomes a Roman knight, decorated for valor. But when he returns to Germania, he returns not as a Roman, but as a wolf wearing a lion's skin. He sees his homeland chained, tribes divided, taxes demanded, dignity stripped. And beneath the calm of his Roman smile, rebellion takes root. The forest had not forgotten its son. It only waited for his roar. In the summer of 9 AD, Publius Quinctilius Varus, governor of Germania, led 3 legions, 17, 18, and 19, into the deep woods. With him marched cavalry, auxiliaries, and the arrogance of empire. They believed the tribes had been pacified. They believed Arminius was their ally. They believed wrong. Asterisk, camera, dew-covered leaves, men marching through fog, forest tightening around them. Asterisk. The Germans need Roman order, Varus said. We bring them civilization. But Arminius, smiling at his side, already carried a secret. Behind the tree line, thousands of tribesmen waited. Chatty. Bructeri. Cherusai. Warriors painted in mud and fury. The forest itself seemed alive, whispering vengeance through the wind. The storm began with rain. Heavy, unending, merciless rain. Roads turned to rivers. Wagons sank into mud. Shields grew heavy, arrows flew from unseen hands. Legionaries could see nothing, only shadows, movement, and death. Arminius vanished from the Roman side, and returned wearing German blood marks on his face. Now, he whispered. And the forest exploded. Spears rained down. Trees shook with war cries. The Roman lines broke, not from numbers, but from nature itself. The Germans fought from the trees, strike, vanish, strike again. For every Roman blade that swung, 3 more fell from shadows. Varus tried to form ranks, hold the line. But the line was gone. Men slipped, drowned, impaled, screamed for gods who would not answer. The eagle standards, the sacred soul of each legion, toppled into the mud. One by one, the legions died, not as soldiers, but as prey. Varus fell on his sword, his final act of Roman pride. The rest were hunted down, their bones left to the forest. For days, the storm carried their cries. Ravens feasted where banners once flew. The forest, soaked in blood, became a graveyard without tombstones. Soft piano, single note. In Rome, the news struck like lightning. Emperor Augustus himself tore his robes, screaming into the marble walls. Varus, give me back my legions. But the dead do not march home. And Arminius? To his people, he was a hero, the liberator of Germania. To Rome, a traitor. And perhaps, he was both. A man torn between 2 worlds, 2 gods, 2 destinies. The empire had made him powerful. The forest had made him free. But victory is never clean. The tribes who once united soon turned their swords on each other again. Freedom, once won, began to fracture under pride and old rivalries. Years later, Arminius himself was murdered, not by Romans, but by his own kin. The forest that gave him strength, swallowed him too. No statue marks his grave. Only the wind knows his name. Centuries passed. Rome rose, fell, and became legend. But the story of Teutoburg lived on, in whispers, in fear, in pride. It was the battle that drew Rome's northern line forever. The Rhine became not just a river, but a border between civilization and wildness. Even today, historians call it one of Rome's darkest days. But perhaps, it was something more. A reminder that no empire is eternal. That arrogance is the first wound of every conqueror. And that even the mightiest army can fall, when it forgets to respect the forest. In the soil of Germany, archaeologists still find Roman coins. Green with age, marked with names that history forgot. Each coin, a whisper from the past. We were here. We were Rome. We were mortal. In the end, the Teutoburg Forest stands as both grave and monument. Not to defeat, but to defiance. It reminds us that history is not written by those who survive, but by those who endure. And maybe that's the true legacy of Arminius. Not the blood he spilled, but the fire he left behind. So when you walk through any forest, and the wind whispers like ghosts through the trees, listen closely. You might still hear the march of legions, fading into the rain. If this forgotten battle stirred something within you, honor their memory. Leave a like. Subscribe to Legacy Chronicle Hub. And as always, may history never be forgotten.